Sure thing, Ava said brightly. She even looked down at her empty lap and made out as if she was typing. She hoped Savannah's mom couldn't see. She could feel how much her palms were sweating. Mom says thanks, she said, and hoped she sounded normal. To each side of her, Abby and Mariah smiled sympathetically, then turned back to looking at their phones. No more group text for private conversations. Ava hugged herself and tried not to cry. She was going to be in so much trouble. Is your mother not coming out to meet us? Savannah's mother asked once she pulled up outside Ava's home. Nah, she texted me, Ava replied, as she shuffled over Mariah and opened the door. She's busy with something. Thank you, Mrs. Melk. Ava then quickly jumped out of the car and rushed down her walkway. Mariah had to close the door behind her. Ava did not look back. She kicked off her shoes in the entryway and glanced into the empty kitchen as she walked down the hallway. Her parents were at the table in the dining room, playing a round of cards. Ava stood in the doorway. When they looked up and smiled at her, she immediately burst into tears. Ava, honey, what's wrong? Her dad said, standing up. Her mum rushed over and wrapped her in a hug. They both looked concerned. I lost my phone, Ava blurted out. Tears streamed down her face. I went to the bathroom and I put it on the sink, and when I came back it was just gone, she sobbed. Her parents looked at each other. It was silent for a moment, and then both of them seemed to sigh at once. It's okay, sweetie, her mum said. Sometimes these things happen. Really? Ava looked up at her. She didn't understand why they weren't furious. Her dad gave her a one-armed hug. Do we wish you had been able to keep track of your phone for more than 4 days? Of course, but things happen. Everyone makes mistakes and loses things from time to time. We'll call the cell phone company. We'll sort it out. Her mom smiled. I'm sure you must have given Savannah's mom a fright in this mood. Were you able to talk to someone at the theater? She asked. Ava breathed in. I didn't tell Savannah's mom. What? Why? I don't know, I just thought. Her mom pulled back from Ava, her voice suddenly rose. You didn't tell Mrs. Melk. She could have talked to the manager. Maybe someone turned it in. Ava, really? Her dad said. He wasn't yelling, but she could tell by his tone that he was very angry. What on earth were you thinking? You could have gotten help. I didn't want to get in any more trouble, Ava said in a small voice. Both of her parents looked at her in disbelief. She opened her mouth to defend herself, to explain how much Savannah's mom liked to lecture them, or how hard she had looked for the phone, or how slipping up and forgetting just one time did not mean that she wasn't mature enough to have a cell phone. But she stopped herself.